we're switching.
What?
We're doing each other's. I'm doing poi now.
You're doing your poi today?
No, I don't. Okay.
Actually, your coach said front and center, so we'll listen to your coach. I don't think you should sit front and center.
I would need this. Why?
But,
Will we get spit on or something?
no, but I don't think you're gonna want to.
Why?
Just, okay, go ahead.
I'll handle it. If I cry, she's your boss.
Oh my gosh, it's a bumblebee? What the heck? That is so cool.
That's what I'm going for.
What the heck, man? I was gonna pick. Why is there a
That's why I was so hungry to get you. No wonder you were ready.
Yeah. Why else?
You're just in the audience.
I have to go in order. I'm doing my notes. There's always teachers. Weird hair. Bring that out.
No, this is different.
Oh, that's right. This was a new
Really?
Just sit. Just sit. Just sit there. Where am I sitting?
Chairs with wheels are much more fun.
Willie's supposed to be the door manager.
I could be the real medicine today. Should I take roll? Can I do it, please?
Sure, you can.
Take it. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
$7.
I'll leave it around because Bambi would like.
He does have sunglasses, two sunglasses.
Let's be a wise name for it.
Program oral interpretation. You know, with my hair frosted.
Thank you.
He just looks at me.
I think me and Simon are besties now. He says hi to me every time I see him. It takes a while, but he's not that bad.
I didn't know if you saw it.
Sorry.
He did an interview with the guy. That Spencer, voice of Rocco.
He's gonna turn that book that was for us.
So, their band sings, like, so he sings like, don't stop believing. Yeah, it's interesting.
Stop judging for the way I do it. That's all I do it. Okay.
It's actually amazing.
Yeah.
And Steve Perry sued him
Did you really?
because on one of his recordings, they thought he actually was the recording for Steve Perry. Because he sounds like
AI out there too.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Is there anybody that we're waiting on still for people?
Yep.
Yes?
Couple.
Okay.
Your mom and dad?
Yeah.
While I'm here, I would like to reimburse what Ms. Van Hees had in the library. No phones. Everything is on silent, please. And no entering and exiting before or after a speech unless there's claps. That goes for all the other rooms. Okay, thank you. That's right. What else she said.
Nailed it.
You nailed it, Mike. You got it. Word for word. Ross, are we waiting on anyone else?
I guess not.
No. Is your mom coming back in right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
not now, later.
Oh, okay, later, close the door.
Are you lost?
what a humorous is. You basically choose a script, and then you type it up, and then you perform the script with different roles, different like movements, different voices, and things of the like. Mine is From the Mouths of Babes.
It's not okay, do you understand? When you hurt people, you don't just hurt their bodies, you hurt their feelings, and that hurts their hearts, Davy. It's bad. What you did today was bad, and you cannot do it again. Do you understand? I need to know you understand. Tell me. Nod your head if you understand. Davy, nod your head. All right, I want you to stay here and think about what you've done, and don't come back out until you figured it out, all right? You can sit here with Kimberly and Eli, but no more hurting hearts, all right? All right.
I think we should kill her.
Little kids are adorable, honest to a fault, imaginative, and complete and utter psychopaths. Combining all of these together can either give us the most drama-filled game of Barbies you'll ever experience, or it can lead to 3 students plotting to kill their teacher.
Davy, the vengeful instigator.
Kimberly, the pompous princess, and Eli, the reluctant participant, join forces to murder Mrs. Havisham, their daycare teacher.
They're almost all in, but will tensions within the group bust their plan to pieces, or will they succeed? From the Mouths of Babes by Eva Anderson.
I think we should kill her. I said I think we should kill her. Kimberly,
I have you. I'm just pretending I did it.
hey, I'm talking.
You're talking about killing Mrs. Havisham.
Well, hasn't the thought ever crossed your mind?
No,
Why?
I happen to like her.
She's evil.
She's not.
You know what I think? I think you're scared because you think I'm
I'm not listening.
fine. I can do it without your help.
Good for you.
Eli. Eli,
Oh, I'm sorry, I was coloring. Did you say something?
I think we should kill her.
Who? Kimberly?
No, not Kimberly. Mrs. Havisham.
Oh, stop it, Davy.
What?
Every time you come back from timeout, you launch into another one of your speeches about how much you hate Mrs. Havisham. It's a bit worn out, don't you think?
Eli, did you know that Davy almost gave Marcus a concussion this morning?
I did not. I hit him with his own fist.
It doesn't matter. You still deserve the timeout. So stop talking about killing Mrs. Havisham.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Well, can you give me one good reason not to? Baby, one reason. Then I'm done.
Okay. She's pretty.
Psh, girl reason. Eli.
He provided us with juice boxes.
Yeah? And when was the last time you were privileged enough to receive one?
Snack time. Today.
Oh, I guess I was in timeout.
I guess you were.
All right, let me restate the question. When was the last time you were given more than one?
In all fairness, Davy, I can't recall the last time I ever wanted more than one juice box.
What about when we came back from the park on Monday? We were all hot and all sweaty. And what did we get for it? One measly juice box. A piece. Eli, I've seen where she keeps them. There's a crate of juice boxes big enough to fit the 3 of us inside. You're lying. I'm not. What do you think she does with all the extras?
She saves them.
Eli, you and I both know that she drinks them herself. I bet she's in the kitchen right now, sucking down juice box after juice box, laughing to think how thirsty we must be. I lost a juice box while I was in timeout today. I am never gonna see it again.
That's what happens when you get in timeout. Kimberly's right. If you go to timeout, you lose your juice. It's only fair.
Fair? Don't talk to me about fair. You ever been in timeout, Eli?
No, I don't plan on going.
Know what it's like in the corner, Eli? No. You wouldn't know. Not till you've been there. You just sit in a little chair and you just stare at the wall. You just sit there and you hear people laughing and talking and banging on their xylophones and drinking their juice. And you can't be there with them. You can't even watch because you know if you turn your head a quarter of an inch, you know Mrs. Havisham will be there. And she will scream your name. Baby, stop it. And that's not even the worst part, you know? Once you're out, people don't look at you the same again. You're sick. And you know that as soon as your father comes to pick you up, he'll ask Mrs. Havisham if you were a good little boy. And she will tell him that you were bad. She will tell him that you went to time out. Davy, stop it, this isn't funny. Time out follows you everywhere for the rest of your life, Eli. For the rest of your life. Ugh. Give me back my truck. It's my truck. Ugh. Ah. Oh, Davy, I'm so sorry. Davy, what happened? What happened to your head?
Did Eli hit you? Eli, do you need some time in the coroner? Kimberly, did you see what happened? All right, well, here's a Band-Aid for your head. I'll be in the other room if you kids need me, all right? All right.
Hey, Eli, old buddy, old pal.
Leave me alone.
Leave you alone? What a strange thing to say to the man who you just hit with his own truck. What a strange thing to say to the man who can still send you the time out. I can still send you the time out, Eli. And don't you forget. So what do you say, pal?
What do you want?
I want you to help me kill her.
But he gave you a Band-Aid.
Band-Aids come from the store.
Fine, I'll help.
Great, I have a plan. So you know how,
I'm sorry, but you guys are bad. I'm going to have to tell Mrs. Havisham.
you will not.
I will too. Don't think I'm afraid.
What makes you think she'll listen to you?
Because you guys are always getting in trouble. And I'm a princess.
Oh, stop it with the princess thing, Kimberly.
No, really, I am. The truth is, my parents found me on the doorstep. And I'm really the princess of a faraway kingdom in Asia. And this is my crown.
Really? Let me see it.
Don't touch my princess crown!
Where'd you get it?
Mrs. Havisham gave it to me a few days ago. She told me that it's a beautiful crown for a beautiful princess. And she went on to tell me that I am the princess of the world. It's real gold.
Really? Real gold?
All princesses get gold crowns.
Is that so? You're not a princess, Kimberly.
I am a princess!
Your crown's not real gold, is it?
It doesn't matter. I'm still. Eli, tell him I'm a princess! No, Kimberly, I don't think you are. Liars!
You liars! I'll kill you! We aren't the ones who lied to you, Kimberly. No, I hate you! I hate you!
Kimberly, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
Did the boys, did you do something? Why don't anyone answer me? It's okay. You'll be okay, princess.
No, Kimberly, I can't give you more juice. If I gave you juice, I'd have to give everyone juice. And then there'd be no more juice.
All right, then. No more juice all week for anyone, and no TV. Got that?
I'm upset. I need to go lie down.
And you, stop crying.
I want her dead.
Great. I have a plan. In timeout, I had a lot of time to think.
I don't have to shoot her. Do I?
No.
I will.
No, it's too messy. People will find out.
So, what do? We could poison her.
With what?
We could have put it in her coffee.
Or in her juice. No, I mean, what poison?
So then what do?
All right. Eli, Mrs. Havisham is lying down in the TV room right now. Go wake her up and bring her in here. Tell her I cut my finger. Kimberly, when she comes in here, grab a jump rope and wrap it around her leg and pull hard so she falls over. And then once she's down, I'm going to hit her until she stops moving.
You're not afraid?
Of what? The corner? Who's gonna put me there? I'm glad you're not a princess.
Me too.
Well, I do POI. POI also stands for a program of oral interpretation. POI is like mixing a poetry and an informative and a persuasive all in one, which basically means you can use multiple forms of media. POI can be on anything ranging from political topics to feelings or how it feels to hold a pencil after being disabled, or even something as little as looking at the sky on a rainy day. That goes for all prose and also poetry. That's about it. All around the cobbler's bench, the monkey chased the weeds. The monkey popped to his own good pop. Pop goes the weasel. Even when we see that something's wrong, do we have to say something or do we just keep walking? I mean, we all have stuff to do, right? We all have our reasons, right? I could have gone over there, maybe cheered him up, but I didn't, and why would I? I didn't know him. None of us knew anything about him, really. This whole thing is just terrible. I heard someone say they found his journal. I bet it's filled with stuff about how we're selfish, self-absorbed children, laughing carefree, doing our work. All the while he shuffles by us, unnoticed and unseen, or with someone you'd see and forget. But I did. I saw him that day. I did. But I didn't. According to everytown.org, there are at least 205 incidents of gunfire on school grounds, resulting in 58 deaths and 156 injuries as of December 16th, 2024. In a country where mass shootings happen every single day and the number of guns outnumber American citizens, school is quickly becoming one of the most dangerous places a child can be. But it doesn't have to be that way. Unimaginable trauma, inconceivable grief, and the plague of gun violence does not have to be a given just because we live in the United States of America. Through the monologue, Love Thy Neighbor by Bianca Sims, the poem, Will There Be Noise in an Empty Classroom by Maya Tweedy, and the BBC article, Mass Shootings on the Rise, immerse yourself into the everyday of the people in the problem. The wrong side of the barrel, a program of oral interpretation. 7:25. History class is not the place where I tend to thrive. Around me are kids that aren't in my grade, greenhorns that love to self-righteously parade. Anyway, homework is what I should be thinking about, not why I hate freshmen. I heard them talking about ski men, but I don't know. 7:30. Lockdown in the building. Lock down. The teacher tells them to be silent. None of them stay quiet. She moves to the door and she locks it. The lights are off, and in my mind, a fire is lit. Noise. Mass shootings on the rise. There have been more than 488 mass shootings across the U.S. so far this year in 2024, according to the Gun Violence Archive, in which states a mass shooting as an incident in which 4 or more people have been injured or killed. This states that a mass shooting considers public shooting. This includes public shootings and shootings in private places. For each of the last 4 years, there have been more than 600 mass shootings. That means 2 a day, on average. 7:35. Games, chatter, jokes, jeering at the people who are taking it seriously. How stupid must you be to mock a situation that could be deadly? How can you not only risk your own lives, but the lives of everyone in this classroom? Turn the goddamn games off. Look deep inside yourself and ask if you want to face a grieving mother. Listen to her rage and her sorrow. Look at her. Look at you. Agony from your greed, your need to be cool, pushing her further. We were just sitting down to start my class. Miss Barry wasn't even here yet when all of a sudden he comes in. I just stood there for a second, staring. I looked into his eyes, his crystal blue eyes. I was riveted. And for a second, we smiled at each other. And then he started singing. Around the cobwebs, the monkey chased the weasel. The monkey knocked the dog and I. Pop goes the weasel. And of course, we all just kind of sat there and thought, what the hell is up with this dude? He moved around the room in that steely, cold manner that made my hair stand up and the back of my spine tingled. He just kept on singing. That's when I saw it. 7:40. Can you handle the curse of eternal hatred? No therapist can help you from always being berated. It's your fault. It's your fault. My baby is dead. The dreams that will haunt you of faces on deathbed. Close your useless mouths. Unless you want to wonder what they would have become. The door is closed now, and the room is full of children who can never go home. Gunshots down the hall. More parents will fall screams and blood pools. Thumps from each and every body as it falls. What'd you think? Sitting there with your screen glaring in the dark, silent room? Is there space between your thoughts as you think of what should have been your doom? another. Shirley cries, looked at me in the eyes with such fear, and then pop. Down goes Shirley. Next it was McAdam or something. I don't know. Pop. Gunned down where they sat. He didn't shy away from it either. He looked them straight in the eyes. While he sang, while they cried, while we all watched in silent terror. When he turned towards my side of the room, I wanted to run, to scream, to hide, but I couldn't move. Carrie, red. Pop. Darnell, Bismarck. Pop. Josh, Holden. Pop. Langston, Hennings. Darnell, Bismarck. Everyone in my class. One by one. Everyone in my class. Gunned down where they sat, everyone but me. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but there must be a reason, right? There has to be a reason, right?
So I'm doing humorous. It's like what Addison did. Obviously, humorous, funny, makes you laugh. It's supposed to anyway. But if you don't laugh, it's okay. I get it. Okay, my mom said I'm supposed to tell you how this whole thing got started. So like most of all the other important events in my life, I guess it got started at the mall. Like, I'm just one of those people that was born to shop. And my best friend Susie is like totally into shopping as well. I tried not to say anything to her as her weight began to creep up and up and up. Then she had that whole embarrassing fitting room thing where she asked me to help her cover up the fact that she had just blown out the crotch, trying on a size 46 double-wide pair of relaxed fit Levi's that were apparently not relaxed enough for her. Right then and there, I decided I'd better put together an intervention. Imagine opening a social media app like Instagram or TikTok, and the first thing you see is a model in an itsy-bitsy, teeny-weeny yellow polka dot bikini. Or a magical tea that'll help you drop 30 pounds in 4 days. Not to mention, Ozempic sells like hotcakes. Or all-natural, clean-ingredient, vegan, gluten-free imitation hotcakes. These days, our culture is obsessed with health and looks to a disturbing degree, and it makes me feel bad about myself and how I look. And humor is my outlet and helps me cope with my insecurities. In the story, All She Can Eat by Monica Bauer, we follow Lacey as she holds an interview for her friend because of her weight gain. But as you'll soon discover, it doesn't quite go as planned. All She Can Eat by Monica Bauer. You know, like they have on television when some poor addict gets the words in dire need of a total change? Complete overhaul or else? I even got Susie's cousin, the priest, to show up, thinking she'd at least have to listen to him. Father Jerry's like the voice of God, right? Awesome. But the problem was, I had no idea how to get Susie to go to this thing. But then the most awesome thing happened. Susie's mom put me in charge of planning her Sweet 16 party, and it was all gonna go great. I sent out invitations to all of her friends, and the theme was, help Susie become a big loser. Like a baby shower, sort of. For a really fat baby. I registered at the Atkins Center, Jenny Craig, and LA Weight Loss, just to make sure she didn't get any duplicate gifts. I mean, I put a lot of time and effort into it. And here's the totally amazing part. Taylor, the most popular girl in our school, went out of her way to tell me she wanted to come. This was totally embarrassing because I did not invite her. So I said to her, Taylor, this is amazing. I thought you hated both me and Susie with like equal intensity. But she said to me, although normally I'd rather eat glass than sit at the same table as you and a cat, as a future doctor/model, I want to offer Susie some inspiration like they do for kids with terminal diseases. I know Susie's wish would be to look just like me, and I feel it is my duty as a fashionably thin Christian to offer my support. I mean, what would Jesus do when his disciples had blown up to a size 24 extra hefty? Well, I couldn't have done that. So on the big day, Susie was kind of getting excited already. And when we walked through the house, and we all yelled, surprise! And it was all going to go great. And she starts opening her presents, the low-carb cookbook, Thin for Life, Getting Fit the Jenny Craig way. And when Taylor walked through the door, accompanied by her 3 best friends, I thought Susie was going to pass out. But like, in a good way. Taylor walked right up to Susie and said, me, Tara, Tiffany, and Tia all pitched in to buy you this. I hope you just love it to death. And then she hands Susie a ginormous box with a ginormous pink ribbon around it. But then she won't show anybody what's in there. So Taylor says, what's the matter? You don't like our present? And Susie pulls it out of the box and shows it to everybody. A size -2 string bikini. And Taylor says, we know you can't wear it now, but you can hang it in your closet and look at it every single day. And think just how fat and ugly you look in it right this minute. And think just how good you're going to look in it if you ever get to be as skinny as we are. And at first I was like mad, because that wasn't on the list of things I had Susie registered for. But Taylor, Tiffany, Tia, and Tara all gave Susie like a round of applause. And I thought, okay, maybe this would provide her with some form of motivation. And then we all take turns telling Susie how much we love her, that we're going to help her every step on the weight loss journey. And Father Jerry even came up with a patron saint through weight loss she could pray to, which I thought was totally sweet. We're all waiting to hear what she's going to say, and you won't believe it, but honest to God, she got up all calm and everything and walked out. She hasn't spoken to me since. I tried to text her the next day, and she spammed my iPhone, email, Facebook, and Pinterest with a ton of diet ads about how I could lose weight by sleeping with garbage bags tied to my thighs, or putting green stuff on my food, or using a 9-volt battery to exercise my abs for me, totally clogging my box. We've been friends since like the 2nd grade, and now she's just become this sort of nasty spam. I asked my mom what could have possibly done wrong, and she said I should go out and do some research about being fat, which is totally bizarre because I've never had a weight problem in my life. So I totally did that. I made a video and posted it everywhere, like an apology with beats. Why did I eat a mountain of cheese? It was the only food that would please Swisses, Cheddars, Goudas, and Bries because my new diet said no. Why did I drive 3 hours away simply to find my favorite buffet? All you can eat, just one price to pay because my new diet said no. You bring home that new diet book. You've seen it on TV. It gives you all the do's and don'ts. The don'ts are all you see. The don'ts are all you see. The don'ts The dumps are all you see. A few days later, she texted me back for the first time in a month. So we're gonna meet at the salad bar at the mall for like peace talks. And I'm totally paying for it. All she can eat.
What, did you say something?
I was just asking who's next.
Is anybody waiting for anybody? No. No? Okay, we're good. So I'm doing a serious prose, and that is basically almost the exact same thing as humorous. You find a script, except it's supposed to be either sad or creepy or anything like that. Once upon a time, there was a little girl. She lived in a house 4 hours away from here, in a house on Daisy Lane. She had a mother, a father, and her own room. She had a cat, 3 best friends, and wanted to make dolphins. One day, she went to the aquarium with her 5th grade class, but when they got there weren't any dolphins, and her friends got mad at her for a stupid reason. She was a stupid little girl. She paid for it. The world is a terrifying place. Bad things happen all the time, and often to people who don't deserve it. In Living Dead Girl by Elizabeth Scott, we are given a prime example of just how dark the world can be. A girl is taken from her family by a man named Ray, who renames her Alice and teaches her just how lucky she is to be loved by him. When Ray decides to add a new girl to the family, will Alice go along with the plan, or will her conscience return to her? Living Dead Girl by Elizabeth Scott. Once upon a time, there was a girl in an aquarium. A man came up behind her and tapped her on the shoulder. He told her that she needed to go find her class, that they were watching a movie. It's already started. The girl looked at him blankly because she didn't know where the theater was. Fine, I'll show you. Come with me. The girl knew she wasn't supposed to follow anyone, but the man had on a blue shirt like everyone who worked at the aquarium. And he was crabby, like the lady who told them welcome and to be quiet in the same sentence. Before they went outside, the man handed her a baseball cap. Everyone's got one. Yours is the one on the left, so it's too big. Tuck up your hair under it. Maybe it'll stay on. So the girl mashed up her hair under the hat and went outside. Once upon a time, a girl from 623 Daisy Lane disappeared. That little girl was me. Get up. Those were the first words I remember hearing. I open my eyes and I see black and blue all over. Get up and take a bath, Alice. Alice did. I did. That's how I was born. Covered in blood like all babies, named, bathed, and then taken out to the world. I come home from the store at 5:30, which is after Ray gets home. My hands shake as I close the door behind me. What happened? The bus broke down. We had to wait. What bus? 75? He calls the bus company. All right, thank you. I'm glad you didn't lie to me about the bus, Alice. You know what would happen if you ever lied to me, don't you? Yes, good. I hate to take time off work and drive all the way to 623 Daisy Lane and take care of things. Did you know that Helen and Glenn just got new jobs? Did you know that they just had a new baby girl? hate for them to come home and find me there waiting for them. I'd hate for them to die because of you.
I knew about the bus.
I know, said the girl. My girl. He unbuckles his balancing, opens his pants. Come give me a kiss, hello. Alice, my baby.
There was another Alice before me. Ray let her go when she turned 15. He drove her all the way back to where she used to live. Her body was found a mile from where she grew up, floating down the river. Ray tells me this story a lot, pulling me close and saying,
But I'll make sure that never happens to you. All you have to do is stay my little girl forever. You could do that, can't you?
I'm 15. I figure soon Ray would kill me. I could run, but he would find me. He would drive all the way to 623 Daisy Lane and make everyone who lives there pay. He would make everyone there pay, even if he didn't find me. I belong to him as a little girl. All I have to do is be good. When Ray comes home at 4:30, I pour him a glass of milk. I rub his back and feet while he watches the judge shows that come on before the news.
What a crock. Anyone can tell that guy is lying. You see how he keeps blinking? Classic sign. You know, I went to Alice's funeral and spoke with her parents. I told them I wished I knew why she had run away all those years ago. And they had no idea she was with me. Because I knew not to blink like that. They had no idea how much she loved me. How much I loved her. You'd make a good mother, wouldn't you? Let me take care of a little girl of her own. Teach her everything she needs to know. Another little girl? All my dreams, I never dreamed this. I know my mind has done the rest of me. It's not letting me go. He wants me to stay and find a new girl for him, for us. I can't go, but I will. I'll find a new girl for him, a new stupid, beautiful little girl as dumb as this one at 623 Daisy Lane used to be. He will take her and kill me to teach her a lesson. Then move on. Yes, that is what will happen. That is what must happen. Ray lets me leave the house the next day, gives me a ticket on the bus fare, and tells me what park he wants me to go to. It's close to the apartment, but not too close. He tells me to remember everything I see. To try to focus, but the world is spinning as I think about what I'm doing. This new girl, she has to be just right. She has to make him forget all about me. I take a deep breath, make the world stop spinning. I look. There's a girl over there. Over there. Over there. There's a notebook on the bench. I pick it up and begin taking notes. The first girl is blonde, chubby, thumbsucker. Ray would enjoy teaching her not to do that. The other two are both dark-haired like me. They don't play so much as stand, sullen. They would kick and scream, I can tell. Ray would like that too.
Have you seen my notebook?
I blink. There's a little girl in front of me. 6, 7, 8, it doesn't matter. She's young. She's got dirty blonde hair and is ferociously clean and shiny. Notebook.
It's green and has a frog on it. I went over to the swings and now it's not here.
It's not. I'm holding it close to my chest.
It's my favorite. My dad got it for, someone must have taken it. It's my favorite. My dad gave it to me for my birthday. And my pencil.
Oh. I snap the pencil in half, grinning as it falls to pieces on the floor.
I don't like you. You're not nice.
She runs back off to the swings. I pick up half the pencil. I write Alice in large
harsh letters on the page. Rip it out. And leave it on the bench. I have found Ray's new girl. I have found the new me. She will cry and scream and plead just like I did. But it just makes me smile. I want her here now where I am. I want Ray to take her now. I want her here now where I am. I want her to be Ray's new love. When I get home, Ray takes one look at me and it sends a fist crashing into my chest. I fall to the floor, gasping in as my body stops working for a moment. Ray grabs my throat and squeezes higher up than normal. The pressure is sharp, and I'm gasping out words. He stops. Ray picks me up and puts ice on my throat as he carries me to the couch. He pauses, his eyes gleaming. He has already found a new girl. Annabelle, he calls her. Annabelle. He's not calling her Alice. I bruised her flutters. What have I become? He says we'll go out to the desert. I'll hold her hands down while he shows her how lucky she is to be loved. I nod because I will. Because he wants me to. I cannot save myself, and I do not want to save her. Once upon a time, there was a little girl. Now there will be a new one.
So, I do humorous, same as Lily and Addison. Funny, haha. You get the picture.
You're gonna end up stealing saxophones from homeless people.
My mother said this to me when I was 3. I cried. I didn't even know what a saxophone was, and I cried. Because it didn't take knowing what a saxophone was to know that this was a terrible thing. I know what she'd say. My mother, when her mind is never wrong, she'd say that by the time you're 3, you're done developing. You are who you're going to be at 3. So she looked at me, took stock, and projected a few years into the future. But she didn't have to say it, and what if she had it all wrong? Maybe I was grown up to be completely normal, and then why don't I start stealing saxophones from homeless people? Just got planted in my head. Could be worse. The girl next door, I hear her mother tell her every day.
You'll grow up to be a murdering psychotic who guts your family and I'll sleep with a butter knife and a pair of knitting needles.
Her mother was wrong about the knitting needles. According to the American Addiction Centers, 48.5 million Americans suffer from addiction. Our main character is one of the 48.5 million. She suffers from addiction to stealing saxophones from homeless people. But she hasn't always been this way. One stray comment from her mother leads her down a path of no return. Stealing Saxophones from Homeless People by Jonathan Dorff. My dad was no help. My dad only shows up in my life in moments, highlights of sorts. My first step, he comes the week after. My first word, he leaves work early and waits outside in his car.
You're gonna end up stealing saxophones from homeless people.
My dad said it right there for that one. Does he say, no she isn't, or, honey, you're wrong. I'd have settled for a, you can't know that for sure. But my dad just stands there, absent again, and I'm 3 and my mother's just changed my world. My dad had said something. If he'd said anything, this never would have started. But he did it, and it did, when I was 5. The saxophone, that was a sleeping man living out of a bag on the street with a saxophone at his feet. It never starts that way. It always starts with something small. harmless. I've read about addiction. I've read up on it. I go to meetings, but the closest Kleptomaniacs Anonymous chapter is 300 miles away. I went to AA once, when I was 12. It's not my problem, but I figured they'd understand. I'm the youngest one there. All these people look like they could be my parents. And I get all these looks, these really heartbroken looks, that say how tragic, she's 12. And that poor kid. There were a lot of poor kid looks. 3 women and 1 man burst into tears just looking at me. One of them asked to be carried out. She keeps screaming, "We've lost our children!" I try to tell her that no, I'm not an alcoholic, but she just keeps screaming, "We've lost our children! Nothing matters anymore. Let's all get drunk and die." Once they get her out of the meeting, I sit for about an hour and listen to all these people stand up and talk. I'm Larry and I'm an alcoholic. And that it's Murray and Shelley and Tommy and Lonnie. And as I'm sitting here listening to all these people stand up and talk, I realize I don't fit. All these people are alcoholics and have a name ending in the long E sound. Blake doesn't do that at all. Maybe these aren't their real names and I should come up with one that fits. And then it's my turn. Hi, I'm Blake E. And some people say, "Hello, Blakey," and some just say Blake and everybody's out of sync. I'm Blakey and I steal saxophones from homeless people. Silence. And then the man who was sobbing uncontrollably earlier says, "So, your drinking problem, it makes you steal saxophones from homeless people?" No. So how does your drinking problem? I don't have a drinking problem. There's this stunned silence, and 3 women and 1 man, they're not the same people who were crying earlier, open their mouths to say something, but nothing comes out. And before somebody can tell me that I'm gonna end up an alcoholic, I run out of the meeting. Stealing saxophones is bad enough. It started when I was 5, with a toy flute on a bench. I see it, I look around and nobody's there. Somebody's left it there to get thrown out. I walk up to it. It's almost brand new with just a little chip in the paint. Oh, we have a little chip somewhere? And as I'm standing there, looking at this almost brand new, almost perfect toy flute, I grab it. I pick it up. And I walk away. And then I feel good. I was meant to find this flute. Why else would I be sitting here, all alone, waiting for me? I'm writing it right wrong. That's what I tell myself. At the age of 5, I'm a rescue worker. I save lost toys from getting thrown out. No job is too hard or too dangerous. In fact, the more hard and more dangerous, the better. The toy gets set down for even a few seconds. Pretty soon I'm doing good deeds all over my neighborhood. And then, just after my 10th birthday, I see this woman on the street. I smell her before I see her. She's passed out, bags all around her, and she's lying in a pile of puke. But there at her feet is a saxophone. It's beautiful, it's almost shiny. With one good polish, it won't be shiny. I hear the words of my mother in my head. "Stick the toys, Blake! Stick the toys, and soon you'll go back to being normal." But then I see that these 2 rivers, one brown, one kind of grayish yellow, are rushing towards the saxophone. He'll be ruined. I have to save it. I lunge for the saxophone, reaching it just before the 2 streams of human sewage merge. But now what? I can't just leave it here. What if this sleeping giant turns ahead and unloads again? I have to take it. This landmine from my past, I have to take it to keep it safe. It starts with keeping it safe, and then it's they don't appreciate it, and then they don't deserve it. And finally I hit rock bottom. I stopped saving toys. Stopped saving anything. I want it. No! I need it and they won't even miss it. Saxophone after saxophone. You'd be surprised how many homeless people own them. I have tried everything to stop. Listening to bad jazz, jabbing my finger with a pen while looking at pictures of saxophones, even picking a fight with the toughest kid at school every time I steal a new one. Nothing works. My hand starts to twitch, and that's when I know it's starting again. People assume I'm on drugs. They look at me like I'm crazy. My mother looks smug, but she will not look smug anymore. I'm going cold turkey. I know that if I can make it even a few days or a week, I can get through. I am not going to end up stealing saxophones from homeless people. But if there is somebody out there, I've got it, but if you could just help me with this hand, other hand here, and tell me my mother was wrong. Somebody, anybody, help.
So I do entertainment, and basically what that is you kind of just pick a topic that you can entertain. It's really simple. You can choose anything, really. I've seen ones about sports, or why being the younger sibling is superior. There really is no limit to what you can choose. It's just a speech you write that is full of jokes, while also trying to make a point about something, basically. Whoever decided to put election day right before Thanksgiving either hated themselves or was a complete idiot. Listen, I just want to eat my pie in peace, not listen to my cousin's mother-in-law argue with my grandpa about how, under Trump, we're going to turn into a communist country like Hitler was Nazi Germany. Oh, by the way, Hitler was not a communist. He was a fascist. If you're going to ruin my Thanksgiving dinner, at least get your facts straight. It's sad when you're corrected by my 13-year-old brother who spends his free time yelling at our Xbox. Listen, can't we agree that while both candidates have their pros and cons, the only person who could honestly solve every single problem that America faces is the Green Lantern, Detective Pikachu, man killed by Clinch and Barr, and the box office hit A Million Ways to Die in the West, Ryan Reynolds. You may know him better as Deadpool, but his contributions to film and this country run far deeper than just his greatest hits. That's why I'm here today, to campaign for Ryan Reynolds in the 2028 election. First, we'll talk about the icon that is Ryan Reynolds, then we'll meet the team, and finally, we'll hit the campaign trail to lay out his policies. I'm confident that by the end, I'll have convinced you to vote for Ryan Reynolds in the next election. First, let's talk about the icon that is Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was born on October 23rd, 1976, in Vancouver, Canada. That's why he's such a city goose. He started acting at age 13 and rose to fame between the years 2004 and 2015 with hits such as Guy and Cruise, Deadpool and X-Men Origins Wolverine, and Andrew Paxton in The Proposal. He's more well known for Deadpool than anything else, which he sacrificed being paid for and even helped pay for himself. Sacrificing his own needs for the greater good? That's presidential material. What really led Ryan to be known as a household name was his role in 2005 film Amityville Horror. That's why he's my sneaky cookie. Ryan has starred in at least 65 roles in his lifetime, which is practically the minimum age to be president nowadays. Throughout all of Ryan's injuries and near-death experiences, being hit by a car, a parachute catastrophe, the Switzerland bridge incident, he prevails. Thank goodness none of these injuries had any long-term effects, at least of the aesthetic variety. Otherwise, we might not have had our 2010 sexiest man alive. Throughout Ryan's lifetime, he has had the thoughts of many, many beautiful women on his arm, including Alanis Morissette, Scarlett Johansson, and for a brief moment, Andrew Garfield, before finally marrying Blake Lively in 2012. So not only is Ryan himself iconic, but so is his wife, and exes. Next, let's meet the team. And no, I'm not talking about the Wrexham Associate Football Club he's a co-owner of. I'm talking about his presidential cabinet. Every president needs a vice president. And who better to be Ryan Reynolds' vice president than Hugh Michael Jackman? Hugh and Ryan have great chemistry together and are beloved by many. They were an unstoppable duo in their recent film, Deadpool and Wolverine, and I have no doubt they'll be equally unstoppable in the presidency. Now, for his presidential cabinet, let's wrangle the Ryans. For Secretary of State, we have Ryan Gosling. For Secretary of the Treasury, we have Ryan Seacrest. And finally, for Secretary of Defense, we have Debbie Ryan. Why have one Ryan? Well, we can have them all. Think of all the attributions these Ryans have made to society. Ryan Gosling sang at the Critics' Choice Movie Awards in 2023 with the classic, "I'm Just Ken." I don't really know who Ryan Seacrest is, if I'm being honest. And when I told this to my speech coach, she was surprised I didn't know one of the well-known hosts of American Idol. Personally, I think she just can't accept the fact she's getting really old. And finally, Debbie Ryan stunned the world with her performance in the cult classic Radio Rebel and the hit Disney show Jessie. I'm confident that what America needs is a government full of successful Ryans to lead us back to greatness. Now, let's hit the campaign trail to lay out his policies. Is Ryan a native-born American? No. But come on, just because he was born in Canada doesn't mean he won't make a fantastic president. Besides, by the end of this next term, Canada will be the 51st state anyway. Plus, since Justin Trudeau is resigning, we have to take the opportunity to scoop him up before the Canadians take him back. Ryan also has unparalleled concepts of policies that would make this country a better place for everyone. First off, they'll pass a law stating he never has to wear a shirt. I'm personally not that attracted to him, but I know the guys in the room will definitely enjoy this one. Second, he'll pass a nationwide ban on the name Justin. If your name is Justin, you have to change it or suffer the consequences of deportation. Thirdly, the movie Green Lantern will be extradited completely in America. If we can ban books and TikTok, we can ban some dumb movie from 2011 that shouldn't even exist. And finally, he'll restrict the usage of orange juice and milk for breakfast, leaving only aviation gin. What better way to start your day than with a glass of success co-founded by Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman? Plus, it'll help take the edge off. Ryan Reynolds is a household name that many love and adore. He could bring peace to the political stress in America simply by being himself. His beauty and grace are unmatched and his leadership is unparalleled. First, we talked about the icon that is Ryan Reynolds. Next, we met the team. And finally, we hit the campaign trail to lay out his policies. Hopefully, I've convinced you to vote for Ryan Reynolds in the next election. But if you're still undecided, don't worry. I've gone to the liberty of filling out your ballot for you. Maybe now I can finally sit back, relax, and enjoy my Thanksgiving pie in peace.
So I do a little bit of a different type of topic called extent. Last year there was 2 of us. This year we have 4 of us. Basically what it is I get on the bus in the morning and have no idea what I'm talking about, quite literally. Because when I get to the speech meet, I go into usually a pretty quiet room, they call your name, you go up, you draw 3 topics, and then you get to choose one of those 3 topics to speak on, and you have 1 hour to write a 5 to 7 minute speech. So at about 5:45, I wrote this speech, having no idea what I was talking about. With Trump becoming president recently, there's still a lot of changes going on in this nation. That brought me to a question. Will Trump's administration be bad for a global non-proliferation? I think yes. With things going on in the world with the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East, it could lead to a lot of problems and a slowdown into our economy and our country itself. First, we're going to talk about our nuclear weapons and how they have been affected. Second, we'll talk about his plans with the nuclear weapons and what he wants to do. Finally, we'll talk about is it actually a good or a bad thing on what he's doing with these nuclear weapons. First, our current weapons, according to FAS.org, we are second place in the world with 1,670 nuclear warheads in our country alone. Though this has became a deal with Russia and China, they have all 3 agreed that to keep this on the down low. This is truly became a secret. We only know of 1,760 nuclear warheads in our country, which means there could be more or less. According to AP News, some weapons are stored in secret silos in the Great Plains states, such as Nebraska and South Dakota. Next, what is Trump's plans with these nuclear weapons? According to ICIP, NPR, Trump had told the Secret of Defense that he plans on slowing down on making the nuclear warheads, for they have been a big threat to other countries, that we have enough of them to be a big enough threat, being the second largest population with these amount of nuclear warheads, that could truly do enough damage that we don't need to spend any more money on making more of them. According to Newsweek, Trump plans on meeting with China and Russia, the other top contenders with nuclear warheads, to possibly have them slow down with the U.S. Considering they are all in the top 5, we do not need any more nuclear warheads or war crimes to be coming out. So Trump plans on meeting with them to possibly slow down the position that everybody's in. Trump believes that spending this amount of money on nuclear warheads can be used to spend more on the military itself instead of the weapons system with the nuclear warheads that usually aren't even actually used, that are just more of a threat than anything. Finally, will Trump's administration be affected with the non-proliferation? According to the Bulletin, with the war in Ukraine and the war in the Middle East, this is going to affect his administration badly, considering that he is slowing down on making these weapons. This could give the other countries an advantage to make more of their weapons to overcome the U.S. With the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East, we have to be prepared for whatever can possibly happen in the U.S. and in our world. This is truly going to affect the U.S. in very many bad ways. Today was presented with a question. Will Trump's administration be bad for a global non-proliferation? We said yes, it will be, considering the wars in Ukraine and Middle East, that it could affect the U.S. economy and war system. First, we talked about our current nuclear weapons. Second, we talked about what his plans are with the nuclear weapons. And finally, we talked about is it good or bad for his administration.
I be scared?
Maybe.
I have a lot of stuff.
So during the speech, when they're sitting up, the judge will be tallying up the scores from the person before them and all of that, if you haven't been to a speech meet. And they tell the other person, the next person up, to go ahead and set up their speech. So there's a little bit of delay all the time during the speech meets.
That's why the rounds take an hour and a half or so each. That's why we're there
Yeah.
all day long.
That's why they get there at 7 a.m. and leave at 5 p.m.
This is also an entertainment, like Carly. And like she said, you could have many, many different things for your entertainment. I chose glitter because why not? Look at your arms! Look at your legs! Look at your hands! There's glitter everywhere. Yet, glitter nowhere. There's a glitter shortage, teetering on the line of crisis. No one, and I mean no one knows where it's going. Someone I look up to very much, the great Barbie Roberts, went through this too in season 1, episode 8 of Barbie Life in the Dream House. If she got through it, I truly believe I can get through it as well, and so can you, if you listen to me. First, I'm going to entertain you. See what I did there? On how glitter is made. Next, I'm going to sprinkle glitter on the cake and talk about the different uses of glitter. And finally, I'm going to shine in my way of telling you the theories of the infamous glitter mystery. Before long, we'll get to the bottom of where all the glitter is going and why so much of it is on my body. First, I'm going to entertain you on how glitter is made. It's so simple, I can even understand it. And I use science class as my daily nap time. The manufacturers take big sheets of plastic, foil, or glass and coat them with reflective material like aluminum to give it that razzle-dazzle. Those sheets are then cut to all shapes and sizes and covered in lacquer for protective coating. I heard that they outsource this to preschoolers all over the nation. And I thought China had banned child labor violations. However, the illustrious manufacturers of glitter suffer many health problems as a result of this process. For example, it can settle in their lungs and can potentially cause cancer, asthma, COPD. But at least it's pretty health problems that make them gorgeous inside and out. There's also a wide selection of glitter types, but I'm only going to list a few. Opaque, transparent, pearlescent, holographic, neon, black, light, matte, size 25, hexas, flakes, spider, rainbow, rainbow, iridescent, ultraviolet, dot, cut, shape, cut, glitter. Once the manufacturing process is complete, the glitter gets boxed up and shipped all across the globe, making its way to the darkest recesses of the earth. Glitter is the herpes of the arts and crafts world. Once you get it, it never goes away. Next, I'm going to sprinkle glitter on the cake and talk about the different uses of glitter. The uses have ranged larger than Ariana Grande's Manchester debut of the very glittery Glinda of Wicked. Glitter is also a great source of inspiration and creativity in general. I happen to play the most physically demanding game there is, Dungeons and Dragons. I am so deeply obsessed and fascinated with glitter that my name happens to be Lady Glitter Sparkles. No correlation to the Trolls movie, but I can't lie, the resemblance is uncanny. But one of my favorite uses of glitter is on desserts, to make them more fancy and somehow more delicious. And if you were in the right tax bracket, your dad can even buy you a boat for you and the bros. But you have to make it a sparkling one. Another thing that can be shimmering is a shimmering stuffed animal from your childhood. But my favorite use of glitter, however, is revenge. can't forget the leather seats. But my personal favorite glitter revenge method is a glitter bomb. Say your speech judge doesn't give you a perfect score. Give him a present. Go ahead, open it. It'll only make you prettier. Finally, I'm going to shine in my way of telling you the theories of the infamous glitter mystery. Glitter plants are still going strong with record employment numbers, but visit your local craft store and you'll see empty shelves that should be overflowing with bottles and bottles of glitter. So, where's it all going? Pretty pickles? Traffic cones? But they don't want us to know that. So, soda pop bath bombs? My secret glitter box? But I have three main theories. Theory 1, vampires. In 2008, one of the most influential movies of my lifetime was released, Twilight. Ever since Edward Cullen graced the screen with his pale, gorgeous, sparkly vampire skin, the world was never the same. Teenage girls all around the globe went crazy buying buckets and buckets of glitter, hoping to turn their boyfriends into hot, shiny vampires like Edward. Theory 2, princesses. Princesses have all kinds of sparkly pieces of clothing, furniture, and tiaras. Have you ever wondered why their castles are so big? That's because they have glitter plants in the dungeon. That's also why they have so many servants, because who else is going to put glitter on things? And finally, theory 3, Bath & Body Works. Anytime I walk into one of the many stores in the franchise, I see billions, and I'm not exaggerating, of shimmery body sprays, soaps, bath bombs, and even air fresheners. The only way those things can be that sparkly is if that company bought all the glitter in the world to use it in their products. Ooh, smells like microplastics. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying, think about it. Glitter represents much more than just a sparkly thing. To me, it represents creativity, celebration, and more people should see it this way. First, we explored how the shimmery, magnificent substance is made. Next, I enlightened you on the many, many uses of glitter. And finally, we explored the theories of the infamous glitter mystery. With our love for glitter, it is ensured that the shimmery, magnificent substance will be adored for many years to come. No. Take it, open it.
Just better.
Yeah. Yeah, I really thought you were going to make it explode. No, I thought about it. Yeah, you were.
You got glitter everywhere.
Yeah.
Simonson's going to love that. It's better than that.
Global crisis. Yes. You are. I can't see you. Oh, no. Wait, your glasses. Oh, there's a magnetic one there. Kind of glittery.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Theory.
She's right. No, I'm contributing to the problem. In my pop pocket.
That's me.
I know. And little Emily.
Yeah.
What did you think about it? I thought that was funny. For a second there, I really thought you were doing something explode in my face.
And I used the wrong vocabulary in there, so I changed it too.
I'm sorry for staring at you a lot. I told them, my hair is not the same. My hair is
What did I do?
That was good.
I might have pulled out of my head.
That's fine. I mean, it goes along with like humorous, it really makes sense.
No.
And then we first started what we did.
Yeah.
I played saxophone.
Yeah, I can't speak. No.
It's okay.
You said get a chance. Keegan, are you the only one on the team who has an Irish voice in her Really? I do my wife.
How are you?
Like every year.
I have finals once.
Oh, no,
That was at the Wayne. No. Finals once this year. That was
Okay, I'm talking about over the course of your entire sport one.
I was really great.
She would though.
Well, yeah, mine had to be.
Yeah, mine didn't.
You should really. No longer.
So many people know you though, you like.
It's still funny.
He's lived
My dad
there.
was
I have to say.
No, I haven't.
You lived in West Point for 2 years.
And I lived in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like governor.
Georgia, I was traveling, I've never been that far.
Oh,
I've been to like 2 other states.
Friends.
Oh.
You too, dear.
George is better than Marcus.
There's no horrifying.
You guys wanna see the terrifying cat Mr. Cruz made? We put it under his, Simonson's desk. I feel like Simonson would literally bite me. I don't think we should be getting under his desk.
I'm going home.
I feel like
Yeah,
if he's close to his stuff, he would
Emily.
literally bite me.
What's the plan now? Are you?
I don't know, we should stay and clean up until everything's done.
Oh, we're probably gonna have to do anyone pick it up here.
It's just, that's for the
Janitors,
janitors.
we don't have that.
For the first time in staying.
I was gonna be like, we have to vacuum, and then I remembered, we don't have access to vacuums.
Okay, well, now that you're in here, there was somebody to do that. I'm just gonna move his stand thing back.
Have you gone home?
That's the end of the round,
Oh,
people.
yeah, yeah.